Hey there, West Michigan, and thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens. Today was kind of a cloudy, gloomy day across the region, and that pattern going to continue for the most part as we head into the weekend. So let's rewind back to yesterday and show you one of the viewer photos that was sent our way. This one from Sharon at Pere Marquette Beach with that beautiful bit of sunshine coming in under the clouds. Unfortunately today, I really didn't see much of that this evening as the cloud cover stayed in place, and it'll be mostly in place through tomorrow as well. Of course, if you have any weather photos, we'll be able to share them here at 13 on your side. You can send them to me on social media, Meteorologist Michael Behrens on Facebook and at Mike Behrens WX on Twitter and on Instagram. When it came to the high temperatures today, we hit 35 in Grand Rapids, 36 Holland, and 35 in Muskegon. That was shortly after midnight, though. The afternoon only brought temperatures back up to the low 30s, reaching 33. We told you 32, which is inside 3 degrees. Now 6 days in a row. When it comes to tomorrow, look for temperatures to be about the same as today. That's why 13 Weather Ball is lit up in green as no change is foreseen. A view of the 13 Weather Ball sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Temperatures out there as of the 9 o'clock hour, we're hanging around in the 20s, down to 26 in Grand Rapids, 29 in Muskegon, 28 in Holland. Wind chills were even in the teens, low teens, up toward Big Rapids where it was feeling like 13 degrees. The winds out there coming in from the north around 5 to 15 miles per hour. That's going to keep temperatures on the cool side as we head through this weekend, really about near normal for this time of the year. Tonight, mostly cloudy and colder, down to 20 degrees overnight. We'll see Saturday with a high right around 33, mostly cloudy. Cloudy and cool, but warmer than Saturday as we head towards Sunday with a high that'll jump back toward the 40s. The radar out there is nice and quiet across West Michigan as of Friday evening. It will stay that way as we head through the rest of the weekend. Don't expect to see any rain in our forecast or snow, at least through Sunday. As we get into the work week, though, that will start to change. The radar, though, the satellite picture showing something pretty interesting in what will be controlling our weather through the weekend. You see that dry slot of air coming through mid-Michigan. That's where the sun's going to be. 131 corridor looking mostly cloudy. Toward the west lakeshore, really no chance of seeing any of that sunshine this weekend. And unfortunately, that's how the forecast is looking to shape up. Hour by hour here shows what we're talking about overnight tonight. Mostly cloudy skies take us through the overnight and into early Saturday. Note the lakeshore again staying very cloudy all day Saturday as we head throughout the afternoon. Some peaks of sunshine make it into Ionia County, Montcalm, even down toward Berry and Calhoun County, but most of Kent County stays on the cloudy side, and that'll be the case again, especially for those lakeshore counties heading through the weekend. Quiet weather continues through Sunday, but a little more cloudy. But once we get toward Monday is when we have to start watching for rain to move back into the forecast. We see cloudy skies take us into Monday morning with rain showers that spread across the region not long after that. Note the southerly flow, though. Temperatures will be on the rise from the 40-degree temperature on Sunday into the mid-40s as we head into the week. The rain chances continue as we head into Tuesday with more southerly flow into the region. That flips as we head into Tuesday night, but most of the system moves out. We may see a little residual rain, maybe a few snowflakes as we head into early Wednesday. But as we work our way toward Wednesday evening, that's when we could see a quick round of snow come into the region. This too not going to last for very long because more southerly flow comes in, and that turns to a rain-snow mix and eventually rain as we head into Thursday evening. But by the time we work our way toward Thursday night and early Friday, we move back the other way, back towards some snow, and we can see some lake effect as we head toward next weekend with more snow chances coming in going into Saturday as well. We may get back into a winter pattern here, though we are kind of on that edge between the rain-snow divide. So in terms of impacts right now, we got to wait till we get a little bit closer to next weekend to really time those out. Temperatures for your Saturday will be hanging around in the mid-30s across the lakeshore. Those temperatures will be a bit cooler for the northern zones, low to mid-30s, with temperatures that'll be right around 33 Grand Rapids, 35 in Kalamazoo. 13 on your side, 10-day outlook. Temperatures again into the 40s as we head towards Sunday and mid-40s by the time we get into Tuesday. Again, that brief bit of snow possibility does come through as we head into Wednesday night, turning to a mix on Thursday and back to snow as we head toward Friday and next weekend. The end of the forecast still above average, but back in the 30s. Of course, we'll keep our eyes on any of those snow potentials. Turning now to weather around the nation, a trail of tornadoes devastating parts of the South. Authorities say at least 9 people are dead and dozens are injured. The system tore through people's homes and businesses. ABC News' Tim Pulliam reporting the latest on the storm damage.
Tornadoes twisting across the South, leaving a trail of heartbreak and destruction. Neighborhoods obliterated.
Tornado in Selma.
9 people confirmed dead, 7 in Alabama, 2 in Georgia, including a transportation worker killed by fallen debris and a 5-year-old boy who died when the car he was riding in was crushed by a fallen tree. Ken Rivers says he and his son were also hit by debris.
We were in the tornado. The wind was whipping. It was dark. There was just debris hitting us from all angles.
They weren't injured, but the front of Ken's truck is unrecognizable.
It's pretty terrifying. You don't know when you see it coming, but in that split second, you don't know what the damage is going to be.
Georgia state leaders say the damage is widespread. In Troup County, near the Alabama border, one of the hardest areas hit, nearly 50 homes destroyed.
It sounded like a train, like they say, and I went into one of the closets. Came out 10 minutes later, and that's what you found when you come back.
Still have individuals that are unaccounted for that we got to figure out where they are. I mean, they could be, sheltering somewhere else, or they could be waiting to get cut out.
Alabama Governor Kay Ivey declaring a state of emergency for 6 counties after at least 23 reported tornadoes. In Selma, this is what a tornado left of one neighborhood. In parts of Tennessee, strong winds took down the side of this brick building, crushing the vehicle underneath. As the South begins to clean up and recover, parts of the West gearing up for another round of extreme weather. Heavy rain, wind, and snow over the next few days could cause more damage and flooding. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.
As Tim mentioned, the South is not the only part of the country under the gun for severe weather. Flooding rains continue to cause major impacts in the state of California. Vanessa Vasconcellos from ABC affiliate KFSN has this report from the city of Merced.
Though Cooper Avenue water levels are beginning to drop in Merced, recovery efforts for the businesses that were flooded are just getting started.
There's 2.5 feet of water in there, so I can't really do anything until Cooper Avenue drains.
Business owners use tractors, kayaks, and boats to get their belongings. Jane Farm Fresh Foods Vice President of Operations Mike Jacobson says his team evacuated Monday afternoon and took what they could.
Certain things that we could grab on our way out and certain things we couldn't. One of the things that we went in for today was to grab our servers so we could get our back end back online.
Damage has yet to be assessed, as Jacobson plans to set up a temporary office in the meantime.
Do business continuity and disaster recovery plans every single year, and so I can't say you're ever prepared for this, but we have thought about these activities, and we sort of have a playbook that we go by.
As does the Merced Fire Department, that used their aircraft rescue firefighting rig to escort business owners to assess the damage.
Allowing them to go in and pull mission critical information and supplies out of their organizations.
Over the last 72 hours, all city crews, including fire, police, and public works, have teamed up to keep the community safe. With rain forecasted to come again Friday evening, Chief Derek Parker says they're monitoring the weather and projected flows throughout Bear Creek, which is their biggest concern.
Number one operational priority in preparation for that is to ensure that the water stays within its banks. So if we're out assessing some of the levee structure, we're assessing what we can do to fight the flood.
In addition to answering the call for donations and volunteers, he says residents can help themselves by listening to evacuation warnings.
Really difficult to be hard-handed and tell people you have to leave, but those messages really need to be listened to.
The flooding rains in California are being driven by something called an atmospheric river, and a lot of times they can be tricky to forecast. That's why they've called in extra help from the hurricane hunters. Brandon Ritterman from our sister station, ABC 10 in Sacramento, takes us aboard one of their aircraft flying over the Pacific.
Loaded, locked, and each time this crew aboard the Hurricane Hunter plane makes a drop, scientists on dry land get more data over the Pacific.
So basically, cutting across the atmospheric river right now.
An atmospheric river moves 25 times as much water as the Mississippi River, streaming through the air out of the Pacific Ocean.
Basically a fire precipitation.
A fire hose pointed towards tens of millions of people on the West Coast. People who are already soaked. California started the year with rain that turned deadly, floods from broken levees, widespread wind damage. That's what greeted the 53rd Weather Reconnaissance Squadron when it arrived in Sacramento with 4 Hurricane Hunter aircraft. Usually based in Mississippi, these are special C-130 cargo planes tricked out to gather and transmit weather data. We were part of a small group of journalists allowed on board. Up in the cockpit, pilot Peyton Eustace is starting his 8th year flying for this unit.
Just about the 2nd year, maybe 3rd, doing atmospheric river. It's a relatively new mission for us.
Just like the name implies, we're used to seeing hurricane hunters over the Atlantic. They give us stunning visuals flying into the eye walls of hurricanes. We're not going to do that this flight.
Even in this atmospheric river environment, we try to keep a distance from thunderstorms.
But the mission is similar. When it comes to weather data, the Pacific can be a big blue black box.
Our job is to collect data from these atmospheric river systems as they're approaching the West Coast.
They do that using these drop zones, or SONs for short, which they shoot out the bottom of the plane.
Once they shoot the drop zone out of this tube, it deploys a parachute. It'll take 12 minutes to fall all the way down to the ocean, sending data back up to the plane all the way.
Pressure, temperature, humidity, wind speed, wind direction, and we're dropping 25 to 30 of those SONs along our entire route today.
Once that data comes on board, it's sent from the plane to the world by satellite. Within 10 seconds, it's already in the weather models to be used by forecasters and scientists like Anna Wilson, who studies atmospheric rivers.
They aren't new, but we've only in the past few decades really been able to spot them with satellite. There's a lot of research ongoing to understand how atmospheric rivers may change with climate change.
A lot of us out west grew up hearing about atmospheric rivers, but by a different name, the Pineapple Express, because of where many of them come from.
We're basically halfway to Hawaii right now.
Atmospheric rivers can actually happen all over the world, but their forecasted landfall can be off by 200 to 300 miles. It's also hard to predict the amount of rain and when it's going to fall, all crucial information to keep reservoirs from flooding. Part of the trouble, the atmospheric river is around 10,000 feet, and higher clouds can block satellite images. But SONs can punch right through, measuring even more information. And studies show that data helps.
We can have as much as 20% improvement in the precipitation intensity forecasts in the Pacific Northwest.
I've been on a mission, it's 12 hours, but we enjoy anything less than 10, I'll tell you that.
Hurricane hunters are used to long flights. They'll pass the time with push-ups over the Pacific for at least the next couple months. In Sacramento, I'm Brandon Rittiman.
Now you're up to date with our forecast and some weather news from around the country. You can always find more information online at 13onyourside.com or by downloading the 13 on Your Side news and weather apps. For now, thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens.